Hello everybody and welcome back to Sandy Bay. As you can see, the landscape is changing before our eyes. The sunflowers are ready to harvest now. Well, at least half the field is. It's going in stages. And I think the machine we're going to use to harvest this today is going to be the Dominator. I think it's a really fitting machine for the job. Now, the only thing is, the header which I've got for the Dominator says it fits a Lexion 600, which is obviously a lot bigger and newer than a Dominator. But I'm still hoping it's going to work. It also doesn't say that it's actually for sunflowers. It doesn't say it supports the sunflower mod. So, yeah, it's a bit of trial and error, I think. But with a bit of luck, if there is any, then it will work. But I'm just going to have to try things and see if they do work. If they don't work, then I'm going to have to think of a plan B. Because, stupidly, I don't have one lined up. We're just going to go with plan A and see if it works. Now, yes, the Lexion, no, not the Lexion, the Dominator is here. And we do need to get the header off and then get the other one on. The other one we're going to actually rent, because if we go into the store here, you can see that it costs £36,000, which I suppose, yeah, that's not too much if you're thinking if it's for a Lexion 600 or something. But for a Dominator, which is this old, it's quite a lot of money. So we're going to rent it. We just need to... Oh, why do I always get into... I always get into that Ursus. It's like it wants me to go into it. Yeah. We want to be in the Dominator. There we go. It's better. Funny thing is, I've already started this video before. I've already recorded the beginning of this video and I messed up. So I restarted and I did the same thing. I got into the Ursus the first time as well. It really wants to be used. It doesn't want to just sit in the shed all day. But it is going to. It's going to have to sit there. Because we're going to be using the Dominator and the JCB today. And I think if we just put the header here, keeps it out of the way, it's not going to be crashed into by me. So we'll just drop it there. Now we don't actually need to have a header trailer with the 6 meter header, because very neatly it actually folds up. So that is a huge expense saved, and also saves faffing about. All I need to do now is rent the mod and open up these gates. So as I say, yeah, it's an expensive header just to buy for one-off occasion. So we've rented it. It's £2,000 to rent, which still sounds like quite a lot, but that is for the day. So it should be good value for money. To be honest, I haven't really checked to see what the sunflowers are worth, but yeah, you'd have thought they would be okay. Not a bad price. I will check though in a minute. And yes, I am really hoping this is actually going to work. Now, although it says that this is for a Lexion 600, which is obviously a very, very large harvester, it doesn't look unnaturally big. It doesn't look ridiculous on the Dominator. So, yes, as long as it actually does support sunflowers, I'm really hoping that this is going to work. I have left the cow gate open, because we're still going to come through here with the JCB. So yes, they shouldn't escape in that short period of time, because we've trained them to stay in the field. Just need to open this gate, and then we can begin work, hopefully, as long as it does work. And I probably should have folded up those steps as well. Well, here we are. I'll begin to unfold things. Unfold the header. The harvester should be unfolding. There we go. They do look a lot nicer when they're actually yellow, these sunflowers. But yeah, I suppose they're not ready at all and they won't be dry enough. So they are at the state now when they can be harvested. Let's just see if they will harvest. Please work. Okay, we have got a slight issue there. It works, but we're taking in, well, the header thinks we're taking in maize. That must be because it doesn't support the sunflowers. But at least it's working. Yes, at least it's working. I'm sure there will be other headers out there which do support the sunflowers and it will actually feed the sunflowers in. But the one I've got installed, clearly, yes, it's not actually for the sunflowers. But it is working, so I'm happy. That is fine, just ignore the header. We are actually harvesting some sunflowers. I just need to stay on course. Already 25% full. We're going to need some serious tractors and trailers here. Seriously big ones. Now I was considering putting this onto a worker, but I don't want it to all mess up and then drive across the field making lines everywhere, because it has done before. So I might just sort of give it a chance and see. If we can't keep up, I will just put it onto auto combine. Yeah, that's annoying. I should re-download a header which can support sunflowers a bit better than this, but at least it's harvesting them. We did actually do some slurry injecting as well, so it's really fertilised it. That's why we're getting such a high amount of yield out of this. And I think the best thing to do would be to tip it all in the yard, in the pit, and then when we come to selling it, which might just be tomorrow, we will use a lorry and just take it all in one go. When the price is right though, we need to be very careful. Okay, so yes, it's about to be full. We'll put the auger out. There we go. And we'll go and get the JCB and put a trailer on. So I think the obvious trailer to go for is the Stewart trailer, because it's the one we own. We don't really want to be spending any more money, because although we have got £62,000, we do need to be careful with it. I would like to buy some more fields. This can have a different body on. I think that is the body for us. And yeah, because the other one is, well, we've got the dump trailer one, which is for sugar beet and soil and stuff. Then we've got this one for grain, and then the other one is for silage. I will now shut the gate because we've come through here. And then probably from now on we will be using the road instead of taking a shortcut. Well, you can see where we've been though, look at that. It's a very obvious line where we've been. Right, so here we are. So we should race down to the combine, unload it, and I don't know how many loads we'll get into the trailer. It should be quite a few. I think it's about 4. Yep, that's definitely sunflower seeds. Similar to, well, it looks similar to oilseed rape, but obviously a different shaped seed, and it looks grayer as well. There we go. Let's get this thing going again. Good view of the train line. It looks like it's going to be about, well, 1 3/4 loads before just going around the headland once, which sounds quite good, but it is only a small combine. And I think I should probably now attempt to put it onto a worker, if it will let us. Sometimes it just doesn't want to do it. Oh, that's quieter. Yes, I hope you can hear me okay over the combine. I have got the sound down, so hopefully, but apologies if it's hard to hear me. Well, the worker seems to be okay. It is full. And yes, 19% is a full combine load. So essentially, it should be about 5 loads from the combine into the trailer. The same as when we were doing the oats. I do like the setup though. The harvester is very good. In fact, everything's very good. All the machines which we've got on the farm at the moment are well, I like them all, but I know that a few people don't like the setup I've got, but I think that is the minority. And we're full again. We'll go and unload. Surprised how quickly it's filling up. It really is worth actually injecting or fertilising. Oh, that is laggy. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so bad. Yeah, injecting slurry, spreading slurry, manure, fertiliser, spraying, anything. Really does make a difference. Really worth doing. This is load number 3, if I'm not mistaken. I like driving the harvester, but I don't really like driving it as much as I do a tractor. So I tend to do the carting. In multiplayer I prefer doing carting. Yeah, I think we're empty, there we go. The inspector mod is very handy. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for it to be full again. And then we'll go and have another sit down because we can wait again. I'm going to not go until the trailer is full. I suppose I could take it straight to the store, but we want to make sure the price is right. Yeah, so if we go down here, the price is going down at the moment, and the place which you can sell it to is Sandy Bay Stores at 616. That price actually sounds quite good, so we could sell it straight off, but I think I might wait. That always looks good. Just seeing, well, any combine, but Claas especially, just seeing one go over the top of the field there. I always think it looks really realistic, and it's good to see. Yeah, I think I've mentioned my childhood memories before of seeing a Dominator in the field. It does remind me of that. It brings back a lot of memories. And it's always funny as well. I suppose this wouldn't be the case if you've actually grown up on a farm, but for someone who hasn't, you always used to just say, like when you were age 2 or 3 or something, I always used to say, oh look, it's the green combine, instead of actually knowing what it was actually called, like a Claas Dominator. You just go by what colour it is. It's quite funny. But yeah, I suppose if you've grown up actually on a farm, actually owning a farm, you probably would actually call it by what it is, the Claas Dominator. But it's almost there again, 81%. The auger is coming out, so we might as well unload. And that is going to leave, what's that, 17% for the final load. It is worth hanging on though, because 17% space is quite a bit when it's filling up. Well, it's filling up quite quickly, but you know, it's not really filling up a huge tank at a time. Already, it looks like probably just short of 50% complete already, and that is all in one trailer. Right, 65%, let's go and unload. We can't fit an entire load in anyway, so we might as well get it going. There. So, I've put the cover over just so they don't blow out, but clearly the cover has gone through them. But yes, it's still better than having more blow out the back. So yes, I think we'll probably put it straight into the yard, just tip it in the pit, and I assume they would actually be stored at the other farm, over at Willow Farm. But I think you can still tip them and actually load them again here through the auger. But just have to try that, see if it works. I think I'm going to have to wait until we've moved away from the combine to speak, because it sort of overwhelms my voice. I think it is quite hard to hear, although I can't hear it back as I'm listening to this. There's always a car. So this is where I want to tip it. It should work. We'll take the cover off. Yeah, it's going into storage, so that's all fine. It's not quite recognising what it is though. That's probably just standard for any crop, I would have thought. But let's head back to the field. It's on 54%. I would have thought it will be full though by the time we get back. So close, 87. So the combine didn't actually stop moving throughout all of that. Quite impressive. I think this time I'm going to change the setting so it only goes up and down the field instead of going around the field, because it's time wasting quite a bit when it gets to the top, because it faffs around turning about and then cuts across and it turns around again. So it's a bit of a time waste. There we go, that should be better. This is all going surprisingly well. I've not even had any problems with the auto combine today. So yeah, this has been a good harvest. I suppose it helps with it being a longer field. Doesn't have to turn around as much. Well, we're getting very close to the end now. I think I'll probably do this bit myself, because otherwise it'd be continually turning round. Just makes things a lot easier. Let's see if we can get it all in. The turning on this thing is not the tightest ever. Got to shuffle about a bit. Look at that. That is so close. We're going to have to turn around anyway though, so it doesn't really matter if we don't get it in. But yeah, we should be done very soon. We are going to have to unload though. I don't know if we'll get it all in before we get to the end. We're not going to, are we? It's going to be very close. But it's, yeah, there we go. Oh, crushing them all. Let's just unload that. And then we'll be able to finish off nicely. Don't know how much we're going to make out of this. Probably not that much, but it's all fun. I like doing different crops instead of the usual ones. Tends to be just wheat, barley, canola, that kind of thing. So it's always nice to do a different crop. And finally we'll finish off just with this strip of sunflowers. We should definitely get all this in. I like the larger header. because it certainly helps. When you've got one too small, it can take so long. Although it's nice to see the smaller ones, I think the 4.5 metre one is probably just a bit too small. Because clearly this combine can actually cope with bigger ones, because this is 1.5 metres bigger. But this is us coming to the end, almost done, and then we'll be able to fold this up and put it away. Yeah, not much in it at all. So that is that. Let's fold that up. It might as well follow us back to the yard. Just makes things a lot easier. And yeah, that should be today's work done. %88% in this trailer. So yeah, we haven't actually done that badly out of all this. I am pleased that we fertilised it though. And once again, let's just tip this into here. So yes, it was only 2 trailer loads, but it was only a small field. I think really, we have done really well out of that field. Because this trailer is quite big. Is it 16 tonnes, I think? Yeah, I think it's 16. But we will reverse this into here before the combine harvester gets back. It might have even crashed. It does tend to. And then we'll put the tractor, oh, messing up here. Then we'll put the tractor back into its bay. Yeah, the harvester seems to have stopped. But yeah, the JCB, faultless as usual. I always enjoy using that. Try and vary the tractors I use though. Right, that is that done. And the harvester is clearly getting on well with all the other road traffic. We would rather stop it there. Oh, it has. It's done a nice little crash there. I'm gonna have to get this back into the yard. Yes, I think the less time this thing spends on the road, the better. It can get really chaotic. Because, well, not only has it got really fairly poor steering, but it's slow, and it's not a very good driver when it's following us. So, yes, best to take the field routes, I think, instead of going on the road. We'll put it in its shed, and it can stay there for probably a few weeks. I'll have to see. Wow, that was tight. And we better put the header down, otherwise the hydraulics will sink. There we go. And we're done for another day. So thank you very much for watching, and please do join me again tomorrow for more. Oh, I've left the beacon on. See you again soon. Bye for now.